Game recognized game. I don't know who this family is that claims they're originally from Washington, D.C., by way of Atlanta, where they relocated from D.C., and somehow went over to Ghana and don't know what time it is. What about this conversation don't they understand? All you have to do if you really did your research is Google underdeveloped countries. That's all you have to do, so that you know what that means, because it doesn't appear to me that you know anything about what it means. To compare Ghana to the United States is ignorant at best. First of all, the United States had almost over 400 years of free labor coming from people like you, African Americans. I'm not understanding how you go over there and talk about you want some snacks and you ain't got this, you ain't got no lighting or electricity or whatever. You hot and cold water, whatever it is that you're dealing with, and people bum rushing you, trying to make you pay more money than what you should pay. You should know how to negotiate just by the mere fact you grew up in Washington, D.C., because back in the day, down at the wharf, you had to negotiate your bushel of crab. One fisherman didn't give you the right price for the bushel of crab, then you go to the next one right there at the wharf. So I'm not understanding what you're not understanding. At the cow market in the Atlanta area, you can't negotiate anything. But apparently, even though you don't have 24-hour Wi-Fi where you're at now in Ghana, you have enough time to explain everything that's going on with you that's negative, and then to leave Elamina Castle and then point the finger at African people who were also colonized. The entire continent of Africa was colonized, and still colonization exists in terms of its resources. All you have to do is do your work, do your homework, do your research, as you claim you did. Growing up in Washington, D.C., and you don't know no Africans that could tell you where to go in Ghana and how to live or how to vacation there makes no sense whatsoever. Having a family member that also is from Ghana makes no sense whatsoever, that you don't know what to do. It doesn't appear to me that they're prepared at all, but I believe it's game, recognizing game, and there's an agenda. I do not believe that somehow magically someone decides to vacation over there or go over there and relocate and then decides to go through the entire city of where they're located at right now, Accra or wherever in Ghana, and compare it to the United States, a place that got free slave labor for almost 400 years. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. What about developing countries don't you understand? What didn't you Google? Because it doesn't appear you did any research. You're not convincing anyone. You're blaming a country for trading you. Many things happen, but it wasn't the government itself. And to not acknowledge the uprisings that took place, both when leaving Africa while being enslaved, as well as once they land in Africa. You need to check out, since you're in the Georgia area, check out the history of Ebu Landing. Ebu Landing. It's right there in Georgia. Check it out. I'm not going to spend a lot of time letting you know about that. There's so many uprisings that took place. You're asking, why didn't somebody come back to get you? I understand the anger that a lot of African Americans feel when sometimes connecting with the continent. I understand that. But to go over there and demonstrate and only talk about everything negative, the majority of the videos being made, and somehow it keeps coming up on my feed. That's how I found out about it, because I don't watch things like this. Because when I watch something, I want it to be educational or entertaining. It's neither for me. It's interesting though. But I can't buy the fact that someone will be so ignorant, yet they come from Washington, D.C., where all the people from around the world, including Africa, live. There's entire Nigerian, Ghana, Ethiopian communities in Washington, D.C. And then to have a relative from there and you're not prepared on how to go over and travel to Ghana, because that's what it really looks like. It looks like you're not prepared. And that's why I say game, recognize game. I think there is an agenda here. I don't know what that agenda is. That's their business. But I don't buy anything that they're saying. I think there's something else behind the reason why they're doing videos. But they're definitely getting the views. We can say that because, as I said before, I don't even watch videos like this, but somehow it was rotated on my YouTube. So that tells me that somebody wants you to see it. Whom I don't know, and I don't care. I've seen it, and I've seen only a couple of them. It was enough for me to come to a decision, especially when a person tells you that they got family members from Ghana and they're from Washington, D.C. You ought to know how to negotiate a bushel of crab. You ought to use them negotiating skills to negotiate everything else you need in Ghana or for right now. But talking about you want to go home and you don't see why other African Americans or other African people in the diaspora are relocating to Africa, I really don't understand what your point is. Again, game recognized game, and I think there's an agenda here.